Welcome back to this episode of Lifting the Lid. I am back. I'm your host, Verity Park. And this time I am back with not my co-hosts, but my friends from Spring, Beth and Izzy.
Hello.
Hey guys.
I am so excited to be here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like such a listener to the podcast. So,
I
this is
know.
like my dream to be.
I feel like we've wanted to come on for so long, so it's very exciting.
I know, I feel like we've been having this conversation for ages.
so
And you
fun.
guys also did comment on, I saw a comment recently
was
being
me.
like,
Yeah.
we were like, we want you to come on the podcast. So I was like,
it's
you
on
do.
our vision board, so here we are.
I know, so exciting. Thanks for having us.
Oh my God, thank you for coming on. And I was trying to think this morning because I couldn't remember how we first met.
I know, I was
was
thinking that
thinking-
as
yeah.
well.
I think it came to me. I think you guys very kindly invited me
it was our event, right?
for your event.
last spring, because we do one
Oh.
event a year.
Last
Always
spring?
in spring,
Was
obviously.
that only last year?
Only last spring.
No,
yeah.
No.
2 years.
It can't have been.
It was last year. Was
Was
it?
it?
I think it was last
No. Was it the yoga one?
year. The yoga
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it was last
think
year.
it
Yeah,
was
you're
last
right.
year.
Crazy.
That's so
but we
weird.
must have spoken before with doing like deals.
It was definitely, I think you guys had maybe spoken.
We
and
had.
it was the first
Yeah.
time I met you. And then we
Yeah.
did like a breakfast
Yes,
after and like spoke more. But it does feel like we've known each other.
I
for
know.
so much
Longer.
longer because I feel like we've all been through so much.
Yes, a lot has changed.
Emotional support.
A lot has changed.
yeah.
But yeah, you must have been speaking. I think you mostly spoke to Seran and Lucy.
Yes.
And then I came to the event. It was
Yeah.
such a nice event.
It was nice.
And I also loved the sentiment behind the event, and I also love the name Spring. So do you guys want to tell me a little bit about Spring, how it came to be, and also just love the name? So talk me through
Yeah.
that.
Man, well,
You go for it. I don't know why, but I feel like
I always do.
Do you have your
I
set
do the
roles?
spiel down, yeah.
And then I'll add a bit of information.
Yeah.
if she misses it.
Well, yeah, backstory is me and Izzy met at uni 10 years ago this year. We were both doing fashion branding in Glasgow and just became friends instantly. And we always like spoke about having a business together, but we kind of like came up with a few ideas, like tabled it. We were working together in Glasgow at a kilt shop.
Very Scottish.
So Scottish, I love it.
So Scottish.
So
I was
good.
working there and then
Do you guys have your, what they called?
Tartan.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have, everyone has their own, don't they?
So yeah, it's basically we're giving a bit of a tartan history here, but like
Okay.
it's done in clans. So like not all last names have a tartan. So like my last name's Finlay, but Finlay doesn't have a tartan, but
Okay.
it's part of like the Farquharson clan.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So it's like all part of like clans. So like we would have these books and we'd like look up clans for people and we'd like measure them up for their weddings and
Love
sell these
that.
like £1,000 like gorgeous outfits.
Yeah.
Like, you
And
know.
also,
Beautiful.
it was the busiest job ever.
busy.
I think people would be like, oh, that's like so niche. We'd have like queues outside the
Yeah.
door every
Aw.
Saturday.
And we were selling, like
Yeah.
we were making money because
We
we
used
were
to get
like
commission.
selling outfits, like upselling
Yeah.
foreign
Really?
Yeah.
shoes. Like,
So you found that
Yeah.
business acumen together then in
and
the
that
kilt
was a
shop.
small business as
Yeah.
well. So I think we
Cool.
kind of had that like drive and we were hustling. And then I moved to ASOS and I was working on the social media team and worked there for a few years and I loved it, but I was just bored during lockdown and decided to post on social media. I posted on LinkedIn being like, I've left ASOS, I've gone freelance. And it was just at a time when everyone needed social media help. TikTok was popping off, Reels were popping off, and no one knew how to do it. And no one wanted to hire in-house. So I had all these clients, and Izzy was furloughed at the time. And I just messaged her being like, do you want to just help me on a few clients? Let's see what happens, where we get to. And literally, she was like, yeah, would love to. I was like paying her on the side from like my account. I was like, here you go. And then I was like, should we just start a business? Let's start an agency because there's clearly a
Gap
niche
in the
here that
market.
people need organic social. And then we decided on the name because we went back and forth. We just wanted
Really
something that like
hard.
represented us. And we knew
Yeah.
what we wanted it to be like one word. I literally put like a mood board together. I was like, what is it? And then spring just popped into my head because I feel like it's my favorite season. I know Izzy loves it as well, but it's like I was born in spring. I feel like spring's all about growth. Like I just love when spring comes around. Like there's nothing better than the season of spring. Like you've come through winter, like it's getting lighter, like
New
and it's
changes.
yeah, it's like growth,
fresh
change,
start.
new life. It's
Yeah.
so nice. I feel like that's just like what me and Izzy are like positive, fun, light. Like that's just
I agree.
what it was, and that just kind of like as soon as I thought that, I was like, that's the one. It just felt perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like the branding so represents you guys.
It's so nice.
Yeah, and
It's so
you
fun.
recently had that shoot, which was so cool.
That was really
So
good.
nice. We've been like on a journey with the branding
Yeah.
as well, but I feel like we finally got it
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
Takes time, but yeah, 4.5 years later,
I know.
here we are.
It's so crazy.
It is interesting with you guys because I think co-founders can be really tricky, especially
Really hard.
friends.
100%.
But I think you guys really have like you're the yin to the yang. Kind
Definitely.
Of
We
each
have
other.
different skills. Like, we're
Yeah.
so similar, but we have different skills and different interests.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we work well. Because if I was working with someone like myself, like, I would just butt heads with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a bit more like controlling and like type A and like so like frantic and like OCD. Like, oh, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, we're doing this now. Let's go here. And like Izzy's so like go with the flow.
Yeah.
And she goes with like my craziness, but she also has like her own mind as well. And like we really like agree. And like sometimes we'll disagree, but we always come to like an agreement together. Like we
Yeah.
support each other because we have that friendship. Like we're family as well. Like, I'm friends with her whole family.
Yeah.
Like
I
she's
think
friends with
that's
mine. Like
what
we're
it
sisters.
is.
Like, it's not just like a normal like we've known each
Yeah.
other a year and we've jumped into business together. Like we have
Yeah.
that like foundation, which is
Because
really
also
nice.
it's that of like, if we did disagree on something or like there's that bit of tension, it's never like, oh, now we've fallen out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that sibling energy of like,
You make it
okay,
through.
well, like we're actually not annoyed at each other. Like
Yeah.
it's fine,
We'll
which
always
is
come
so
round.
hard.
I think we like trust each other as well. Like if someone has more of a gut feeling
Yeah.
of like, I really don't think we should do this, or I really think we do.
Yeah.
You always go with the person that's like feels stronger about it.
Yeah.
Like you'll pitch your case and be like, no, like
And
I know we need to do this, and then you're
Yeah.
like, okay, if you feel that strongly, then let's try.
Yeah.
your decision. And I think for us, like I see the benefit as well, where like then I admire you being by
I
yourself
know.
because when it comes to hard decisions, I'm like, thank God
You can riff
we
with
have
someone.
each other to
Yeah.
like help each other through it. Whereas like
100%.
some decisions you have to make as like a founder. I can't imagine doing that by myself and the pressure
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, it can be a lot of pressure, and I think because the team's so amazing, I don't feel
Yeah.
it that
That's
badly.
so nice. They're,
Like your
so
senior team is
supportive.
so strong as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very, very lucky when it comes to
Yeah.
that. But it sounds like you guys have found a way that works for you that means that both of you feel listened and valued.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's not feeling like it's consistently like one of you's taking control or the other is.
Yeah.
It's like, I like that thing about whoever's got the strongest gut feel.
100%.
Yeah. And I think what we did quite early on as well was like figure out what we like to do in the business
Yeah.
because we were like, we both can't be doing the same job. And we actually like gave ourselves job roles. So like Beth does everything that's content and it's like organic content when it comes to like community management, all of like the creative, anything like that is like Beth will lead on that. Whereas like I'll do anything like influencer partnerships, events, like that side. So then we both like obviously help each other, but we're both like, okay, I'm in charge of that and I'll let Beth know like what I need from her type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think split roles is also
It
so
was
important.
really good. I think
Yeah.
we read that in a book like our first year, and I was
Yeah.
like, that and like having like really good systems in place were like
Yeah.
the two things I took from that, and I was like, they've been like the most like important things
Yeah.
to lay the foundations of our business, which has been unreal.
Love that. So as you know, most of our audience are creators or managers or people in the industry. So do you want to talk us through the brands that you work with and how they differ, how they look for creators to work with?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of our biggest clients is Tinder UK, which is a really fun one to work on. We've been working with them now for like 3 years.
You
2,
do
3
so
years.
much fun stuff with them.
Yeah,
It's
they're
so
really
fun.
like such a fun brand. And I feel like we've been on such like a journey with them to kind of like change the perception of Tinder as well. I think for them, it's mainly campaigns we work with creators. We don't really do like an always on type strategy. We have tried to do that before, but I think it's quite a difficult one. Like it's quite like a niche, like if people are like on a dating journey or something like that. Whereas actually we're kind of falling into more of like the unexpected creators as well is something we keep pushing for at the minute.
What do you mean by that?
So we filmed a piece of content with Anne Russell, which everyone was just like, this is iconic because it was so surprising. And we
Yeah.
did that trend where it was like the Gen Z employee, like teaching your,
Like writes the script.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I
And he was
love
giving
that.
like dating advice, and it was just so
That's so
funny.
It was
Like
the
I think she was
funniest
like,
thing.
she had her rubber gloves on. I think she was like whipping them, being like slay queen.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so funny.
It was so funny. So yeah, we do a lot of like campaign work with them. I think like our big one for always on creators is Seconda watches, which we've spent a lot of time doing a lot of like community building with them. So actually this year we've been doing like long-term partnerships with creators. So a few of your creators actually have worked with, whether it's like paid partnerships or UGC, it's like have people booked on a retainer, which I think they've all really enjoyed as well. And a big one for them is doing like the community events, which is really fun. We just went to Wilderness with 20 influencers,
It
which
looked
was
unbelievable.
so fun.
We did enjoy it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I do feel like sometimes in that situation you might be quite stressed, maybe not enjoy it that
Yeah.
much.
It was honestly like
It was chill.
It was such a chill
Yeah.
trip. I think like we hadn't tried to plan too much, and what Izzy had done really nicely is like plan out like a lot of free time for people. So like the whole afternoon was just like go and create content.
Nice.
And in that case, like we just got so much content because it was relaxed, it was easy. Like we did earlier this year do a trip to Paris for the day, which again was so amazing and fun. But Paris in a day, so
Intense,
stressful
yeah.
because we were trying to like we wanted everyone to have like a really good time, but we were also like we are on a time. Like,
It was literally like, you know, in the Lizzie McGuire movie.
I was literally like,
what's her name, Miss
Ungermeyer.
Ungermeyer? And she was like this with her hand, come on.
with my itinerary, and I was like,
She needed like a wee headset on. It was
I was
so
honestly
funny.
like by the end of the day, I was like, we are gonna miss the Eurostar.
Oh God.
And people are like trying to look in the shops and we're
Trying
like,
to take
"Hurry up."
content, and I was like, you have like 3 minutes, let's go. But listen, it was so fun, and again, we got such gorgeous content.
Yeah.
But one day is just it's not enough time and try and fit everything in, and
You got so much nice content from that
Yeah.
trip.
so much nice trip.
How do you find the balance between making sure everyone's having a good time but actually getting what you need? And do you have a set load of deliverables that you need to get from that specific trip for the client, or is it a bit more like, let's see how we go?
Content wise, what we usually do from our side is like I'll plan a bunch of content that I will either shoot or our videographer will shoot, so that we know for a fact that we're going to get all of this, you know, roundup and BTS and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll just make sure that we capture that. I like to get a lot of like UGC style images so that it feels like it's not just like the trip's a moment and then it's gone. It's like we could use that image in 6 months of someone an outfit pick or like their watch. So trying to like make like the trip more content that's going to last longer. And then you sometimes like brief creators, right?
Well, with Wilderness, we didn't brief anyone. So, and actually from that, we had 224 pieces of influencer content on stories, TikTok, Instagram. So it was more
They're
of
still
like,
posting.
this is like a community thing. The brand wants to either like thank you for working with them or like wants to get to know you type thing.
To,
And
like,
I think
continue working.
actually like taking that pressure off of people, we got more, which actually like it was quite a difficult conversation with the client because they were a bit like, oh, like, well, what if we don't get anything? And we were really like, I think like I'm so confident we will. And obviously they're so happy to get like over 200 pieces of content for a one night stay. It's
If you like
unreal.
give something so gorgeous and like provide a nice place, like people are going to do content because they want to.
Exactly, and it's a great opportunity
great
for them to get
opportunity.
content. because
Exactly.
It's good for them to have all those backdrops
Exactly.
and the location.
It's a
and
great,
Yeah.
And also I think like from like the client point of view is like they're meeting all these people, and like the more you're posting about the brand, the more the brand's going to be like, oh, so and so really loves Seconda, so let's work with them again, and like let's brief them to do the longer term partnership. Like whereas if you have the people that come and aren't as into the brand, then it's like you're probably not going to come on the next trip, and you're probably not going to do the longer term partnership. And it's actually like securing like business for them. And it's in like their best interest, but it's also like it is such a fun trip.
And I think it's like building on that community thing, which we really try to do. Like one of the creators that came, he's got like 1,000 followers on TikTok and I don't know how many, like maybe 2,000 on Instagram. But he posts the brand every single week.
All the time.
So it's like you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers because actually it was the client that said, I want him to come. And she wants him to come on the next trip because he creates amazing content. And it's like actually that's like thanks to him like posting those things like he can
Being
come
proactive.
on the trip.
That's so true. Talk to me about that, because that's really interesting about what brands are looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that shift towards community over massive followings is
100%.
interesting. And I see a
Yeah.
lot of that in what you guys do. What are you finding that brands are looking for in 2025? What are you thinking they're going to want in 2026?
I think it is that like genuine like love for the brand. And I think we see that as an agency and even just like consumers of content. Like you can tell when somebody's posting like an ad that maybe seems like out of character for them. And the comment section, people like, they don't like that. I
Yeah.
think it's like when there's genuine like connection with the brand and the creator and it makes sense, like people love that kind of thing. And I think for the brands we work with, actually, like the follower count isn't always,
It's not important.
it's not important. It's
Yeah.
like whether they genuinely love it, whether like they have like a strong community, because also like the budgets aren't huge all the time. That it's actually like, okay, well, let's do a genuine partnership with somebody that actually loves the brand rather than someone with 1 million followers who will never
Yeah, it's
wear
like
it or
less
use
like
it again.
transactional
Yeah.
Yeah.
content. Like brands just don't want that, and we have that fed back from our brands
Yeah.
all the time. And like any kind of like negativity between like say the influencer and the brand, like that's just gonna like impact what the future is gonna look like for that partnership. And people don't want just like a flash in the pan piece of content anymore. Like they do want that long term and like community as well, like inviting people. Like obviously I feel like you guys probably speak about this all the time, but even like Tala and like
Yeah.
Refi, like doing these community only trips.
Yeah.
It's not just about like influencers anymore. It's like who's actually buying
Yes.
the brand and like speaking directly to them and like using your community to do that is like just so powerful. Because I think people are just seeing through that, like it doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, you could have 1,000, but you could probably sell
Yeah.
more
Yes.
products than someone who has the bigger following that's doing ads all the time.
That's interesting, because we had a confession maybe a few weeks ago around brand trips and brands often inviting the same creators, or maybe if it's, say, a specific brand with a specific community, inviting creators outside of that community. How do you guys, when you're curating lists for events or brand events, how do you look at that? Like, do you make sure you're constantly switching it up, or are you trying to find specific people from that community?
I think it's always a bit of a mix. Like, I think it's nice to have some people that you've been working with and it shows, it adds to that partnership. But every event we do, like, we will try to add in some new faces, but they're usually people that we're like, okay, actually, we think we could work with them next year, because then the client can start to like meet them, start to vibe with them, kind of thing. I think also when it's like a smaller group, we try to like think about who we think also is going to get on. Do you know? Because it's like you want everyone to have a good time. Like you hear people like going on trips and be like, oh, it's so awkward, or like people didn't speak, because it's a lot to like turn yourself on and be like chatting away to people and asking them questions. That's like you want those people added in that you know are just going to chat to anyone and like bring out people's personalities.
And it's not always like, oh, it has to be like you have to be so confident. I think it's just about being like a nice person.
Yeah.
And, like we do like really observe and like look for that like on all the trips we do. Like if we feel like, especially I think for like Seconda, we're like such a great community we've built over the past few years. Like we're not going to bring a bad egg in.
Yeah.
And if we were, like they're not coming back. Like I think it's like we really are like looking for like nice people who love the brand and like just want to be nice to each other. You know, it's like just that positive
and still
vibe,
grateful
like,
to be there as well.
yeah, it's like we want people to like actually like want to be there and want the brand, not just doing it. Obviously they want the money, like they want the long-term partnerships, like obviously, but it is about like that brand love. And I feel like Izzy usually like curates all the lists and is like so good at like picking nice people. And that's why I think like when we do these trips, we're like actually it's quite relaxed because everybody's nice. Like you don't have someone that's like causing, which I've been on trips for, which you have people that are like, you know, they're not the nicest person or they're like not behaving the best. Like it does happen, but we try not to like, we try and avoid that basically.
So on that then, what is the biggest red flag a creator could do, or from a creator on a brand trip?
I think just like rudeness, to be honest. I think it's literally an attitude, like ungrateful, being rude, not being polite to people.
Maybe seeming like they're leaving people out as well. If there's
Yeah.
any of that kind of energy of like, I'm going to stick with this person, like other people aren't involved.
Bad
Like
vibes.
high
just
school
anything.
energy, anything like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting because we also had a confession a few weeks ago from a creator saying that they felt left out at a brand trip.
And that's a horrible thing.
Exactly.
Like imagine that you're there, and I think everyone must feel a bit of anxiety before going
Especially
on
when
these
you go
kind
by
of
yourself.
things.
Like, it
Yeah.
is scary.
And then if you're feeling like you're being left out,
Yeah.
that's like such a horrible feeling.
So bad.
And it could also then make you feel that way about the brand, even though it's not. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to be really careful about who you
Definitely.
pick.
Yeah.
And
That's
if we have any sort of bad like experience of having a bad experience with them, even if it's like over email and they've seemed rude, then it's like unlikely they're gonna go on the
That's
trip.
why we like choose nice people so that everyone does have a nice time, because there's just like there's so many good people out there.
Yeah.
And like we're not going to be paying the people that are rude.
No.
Essentially, Izzy's got her blacklist.
Yeah.
Once you've crossed her once,
Yeah.
you will not work with her again. So it's like it's just about like being a nice person.
Yeah.
Like, we will genuinely, like, obviously we want the content to look amazing as well, but it is like we're gonna be working with people that are nice.
So top tip is be nice.
Be
on a
nice.
brand
It's
trip.
like quite simple. It's like even like
Yeah.
how we kind of try and get new business. Like we're just nice people. Like
Yeah.
we're trying not to be like dicks to everybody. But
Yeah.
it's like that's what we also expect from like people we're working with. It's like you don't want to have a bad experience.
Of course.
And we don't want everyone else on the trip to also be having a bad experience. So it's like trying to pick those people that we think are going to be good vibes.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. So obviously you do a lot of brand trips. We've sort of gone into that. Talk to me a bit about paid partnerships and give me I'm going to ask some juicy questions.
Okay.
What is the highest fee you've ever paid a creator?
The highest we've ever paid has been over 100.
Okay.
And that's for like a quite a big thing. It wasn't just like a one video type thing. It was like a series of videos with like a lot of usage.
Long-term partnership.
Yeah. And it's like, to be honest, we don't do a lot of like celebrity talent partnerships because I know those kind of fees, that could be that for one video. We've been like quoted that before for a campaign. We're like, maybe we won't go down the celebrity route.
the whole
That's okay.
budget.
That's fine. But yeah, that's probably the highest we've paid.
And why do you do, talking there about celebrities versus creators, why is it mainly through budget that you don't do celebrities, or do you see more value in creators?
I think a bit of both, to be honest. Like, I think a lot of the things we've done, like even when we were looking at doing the celebrity before, actually then re-looking at the audience, we were like, I think creators are going to land better here. And the client felt the same way, where they were like, the type of people we want to hit are like those Gen Zs that are watching TikTok. So it was actually like, okay, using creators is going to be better. I think when you're doing campaigns, it's hard sometimes because there's specific creators that are great for those kind of campaigns where like celebrity, if they're like kind of actors or actresses, like they can be, I don't know, maybe they're used to doing that thing more.
I think the budgets as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously brands have big budgets, some bigger than others, but they don't have like millions and millions and millions. So like if you're doing a single campaign, like you get the budget and you need to make that go far, from like whether if you're like producing something, like the production costs are huge.
Yeah.
You want to have as much content as possible to like
Yeah.
promote it in as many ways as you can. And then like you might not just want to work with one person, you might want to work with several people. And like when their costs go up, and then there's the agency fee and like all these
The
costs like
usage,
add up,
like,
the usage,
yeah.
like there's just like, and then like you're putting paid behind it. Like there's so many costs to a campaign.
Yeah.
So
And
if
it's
we're
even
paying-
silly things like buying everyone lunch
adds
and
up.
all the snacks and the taxis, transport. There's
it
like
gets-
so
yeah,
much
it's
you need
so
to
expensive.
pay for.
And I think people think like when you're working with a massive brand that you're like, they've got money.
Yeah.
Which, like, of course, sometimes they do, but like because influencer costs are getting higher and higher, like they can, you know, if you want to make the most of something, you can't just pay one person to do one thing and like it's done. Like a whole campaign has to like, you know, be a 6-week campaign or however long they want to do it. Like there's so many different parts to it. So it's like paying like less people more money just kind of means there's less to play with. Whereas like if you pay like, you know, more people a little bit less money, if they like have less of a following or like, you know, just not silly money.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense for like, there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes from a brand point of view that I think people don't appreciate.
Of course.
So there's just, it's so expensive.
So expensive. And
So expensive.
are the brands like, how does it work when you come to the brands? Are you saying, okay, this is what the creators quoted, but we can get X, or how is that working?
It kind of depends on what it is. So like we will be like super transparent the whole time. So like, this is what they've said. We think we can go back with this. And it's like, I think we try to have like the best relationships with like agents where it's like we have with you guys, where we can also be really honest, because a lot of the time the fee that we get, we're like, we actually can't afford that in the campaign. That it's like great to have that relationship to be like, honestly, like the max I can do is this. And sometimes you can be like, agree to the fee that you hear straight away, and that's amazing. But a lot of the time we just don't have the budget. So we try to advise the client as much as we can, and also to like tell them, you know, like fees are getting more expensive. Like we can maybe like, I don't know, we'll have to change the talent, or like, can you get us more budget? Like we try the best we can to get the most budget
for like
we can.
both sides, like for the creator and for the brand. We're like the middlemen. Essentially,
It's
like
hard.
recommending like on both sides, and like Izzy's doing all the negotiating and like trying to get everybody the best deal, and not being like to a creator like, oh well, we can't pay you that. Like it's like, well, how can, if they really want to work with the brand, like how can we make this work? Like for the brand, like what the budget is, and there's so many moving parts to a single campaign.
Because you also don't know. I think the thing as well is like there's no like standard pricing across the industry. So like sometimes you could reach out to a talent and you think they're going to be a certain amount and they're actually way more. And then for us, it's like, I'm then like, well, I don't want to offend you with what it actually is, because we're never going to be able to negotiate down to that, because you've asked for something so much higher. But sometimes people do. Like it's just all being honest, isn't it?
100%. It's always worth the conversation. And I think sometimes, you know, if it's a particular campaign or that they really love, that they want to be on, it's a conversation that you could have. Do you find that brands come to you and they're like, I want that talent?
Sometimes, yeah, they do. Like we've had that before, especially, I don't know, like maybe they've got a bit of a vision for like how the campaign will be. Also, like our clients are also on these platforms, so maybe they have a favorite influencer and then they're like, I really want to work with them on a campaign, or I think they would be really fun. So like actually often they will come to us with people.
It depends. Like like as I said, if they have someone in mind, and if not, they'll just give us a bit of a brief and then pull people based on who we think would be a good fit.
And do you ever disagree with them?
Sometimes,
We also like, I mean, for us, it's like we're like yes people to our clients. Like we're never gonna push back and make it like difficult to work with us. But like if we really like disagree with something, we will like tell them. But if they strongly are like, no, like we want it to go in this direction, then it's their money at the end of the day.
If it comes back to it and we've worked with them before and it's been a bad experience, like we'll be honest with the client about that as well. Because again, like we don't want them spending all this money on someone that is not nice to work with. So again, it just comes back to that, like,
and they'll do the same.
Nice.
Like we've had clients say to us, like we've maybe recommended someone and they're like, oh, we actually have had a bad experience with them before, so we don't work with them anymore. Like they remember things, and people take it to different places they go. So they could have worked with them.
In the
it is, isn't it? That's really interesting.
Back to it, be nice.
Always be nice.
It's just like making a good impression on people, isn't it? Like, people remember if you've made a bad one.
Definitely. And I think most of it is about just making people feel good.
100%.
You know, not being mean.
It's like any workplace though, isn't it? It's like any single job. Like if you had a cleaner and she was being like horrible every time she came over, you'd be like, I'm going to get a new one. Like it's like, I don't like being around her. It's like, it's just any industry. It's like, that's your reputation. It's like, be nice.
And there's always like two sides to every story. Like a creator might have had a really bad experience with a brand and like they've maybe said something and then the brand's like, oh, I didn't like working with them, but like you never know.
100%. You
never know what's happened, so it's like taking it with a pinch of salt, and like we only speak from like our experience of like we genuinely just want everyone to have like a good time. So it's like if we've specifically worked with someone or we know someone, like and we trust their input, then we'll kind of like recommend to the client on the behalf.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You're a creator, then you're a business owner. It might not feel like it when you're editing at midnight or sending that final brand email, but you're running something real. And like any other business, you need systems that make it easier to grow. I've spoken to so many creators, and the thing that can be overwhelming is the business side. Things like setting up a bank account, tracking payments, staying on top of invoices, all the stuff that no one talks about, the boring stuff that genuinely matters if you want to build something sustainable. And that is where tools like Tide come in. With Tide, you can register your business and open a free business bank account at the same time. Get approved within 24 hours and run everything. Invoices, payment links, support straight from the app. It just makes running your creative business smoother so you can focus on creating, not just chasing admin. Honestly, I wish I'd had Tide as soon as I started, because having the right setup behind you changes how you see yourself. You stop with the imposter syndrome and start acting like a business owner. So if you want to try it out, use my code Verity50 via the link in my show notes and get £50 cash back when you spend £100. Because you are a business and it's time your banking reflected that. So usually Seran, Lucy and I will talk about what's happened in the week, but I think we just go straight into kind of industry-wide what's going on. And I actually saw this LinkedIn post from my friend Siobhan James. And I thought I'd get your take on it because I think this comes from a talent manager perspective.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting from a brand side. So she says, I was recently having a conversation with a few industry peers about gifting, the importance of it, and the unwritten obligation to post. From brand side, ex-brand side, and even small business owners, everyone had a slightly different take. Because while we all agree that gifting comes without obligation, there's still an unspoken expectation that something will be shared in return. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of story flatlays of PR products. For me, the most valuable content comes when creators genuinely try a product and share their real experience, not just when it lands on their doorstep. But here's the catch. We rarely see creators talk about the products they don't love. There's a fear that honesty could cost them future campaigns or relationships. The truth is, creators shouldn't have to love every product from a brand. Not every formula, shade, or scent will work for them, and that's okay.
Interesting.
Do you feel that when you seed out a product, you expect them to post?
It's a really hard one. We would never say to our clients, like, you're going to get posts. Like, for one of our clients, we do a lot of, like, seeding to people. And actually, a take I had recently was a lot of people, like, not accepting it because they don't need it. And I was like, that's so interesting, because I feel like before people are just like, yes, yes, yes. They'll, like, take anything. And actually, I've seen quite a few stories from people recently being like, brands, like, please don't send me something without asking me if I want it first, because I might not want it. And it's like overconsumption. I think it's always nice if they do post. And I think it kind of goes into that thing of like, well, if the brand sees it, then maybe we will have a paid partnership for you. Maybe you will go to the next event or something like that. But we never ask people to do it. I just think it's one of those things, if you want to kind of stand out and you genuinely love it, it's a great thing to post it.
Yeah, it does get you noticed. But yeah, we're never expecting people to do it. But I think sometimes, like, when we are seeding, we're trying to choose people that we're like, we know they're going to love the product. And like, even if it's a reel that they've done and they're wearing the product,
Yes.
and they're tagging it, something as small as that is like unreal for us, because then we're like, cool, they actually do love it.
Yeah.
Let's maybe work with them again. But it's not forcing it. It's like, if they don't like the product, we're not expecting them to like pretend that they like it or post it. And I do kind of agree, like, the product flatlays is so boring. Like, that's not going to sell products for us either. But it's like, if we see them,
we want like a UGC piece of content.
yeah, if
So
they see them and they're
seeing
doing a
them
selfie
using it.
and we can see the product and they've tagged us or they've sent it to us, we're like, okay, great, like, they love it, so let's maybe do something else with them. So it's like kind of that, like, it is a little bit transactional, but in a way that we're not like, they have to do it. But if they do genuinely love it and they would like to work with the brand, then surely they probably would want to post.
And does it really have that kind of connect where it's they post about, they get gifted, they post about it, brand partnership or event?
It's funny because I can't remember when it was. I feel like it was like last year, but I went to a panel and somebody from Benefit was there and they were saying that when they're about to do a campaign and they're looking for influencers, the first thing they do is look in their tagged photos because they see who's actually using the product. And I like say that to people all the time, like, if you genuinely love something, like post about it, because I think they think that brands don't see it, but like we're on it every day.
Yeah, when
we
I used
see
to,
when you're posting
when
it.
I worked at ASOS, when we were looking for like UGC images back in the day, I was scrolling the tag section every single day, 2-3 times a day, because so many people were tagging.
And not just you, multiple people are on it.
People. And then I would find someone that's wearing ASOS that looked cool, and then I would send them to the gifting team or the PR team, and like that would maybe lead to like an influencer partnership. Because I think with like influencer, obviously I don't do it as much, like the searching for people, but when I do it, I'm like, appreciate how difficult it is, because we don't use any of these influencer platforms because we don't feel like they find the right people. So we do it all manually. But it's really hard to like find new people all the time. So it's like, actually, if you're there showing up for the brand, like, and actually if you're already in the tagged images or you use the brand, like, you're probably firstly going to more likely get gifted.
Yeah.
And then if you're sharing again, like, you're not necessarily going to get a paid partnership, but you have more chance of being seen by the brand or by people like us, who's the agency doing it on behalf of them. So it's all about like that visibility, but only if it's a product you love and you genuinely, it fits into your life and it makes sense for your page. And like, we are trying to only choose people that we feel fit the product.
And that's where I think the gifting works, because if it works for them, they will be pleased to post
and they'll naturally post.
Yeah.
And you can understand it from like a small business point of view, like, that's a big cost for them. Whereas like a lot of our brands that we gift stuff to, like, they're a big company that actually signing the product doesn't make that much difference to them or not. But I think like if you're a small business, that's like a bigger thing, and you probably would be expecting something and maybe be a bit disheartened if people didn't.
Because you do feel like you're wasting money.
Yeah. Well, I actually remember from my perspective when I had a candle brand and we seeded out gifting, and there was like some massive names on there who said yes.
Amazing.
And I remember us being sat there, like we were like, oh my God, like, I won't say the name, but like so-and-so has accepted it. And me and my co-founder were just like, can't wait, like so excited. And then they never posted, and we were like,
what a waste.
gutted. Like, you know, it was like, it wasn't even the value of the product that we were sending out. It was more just like, our hearts were broken because we were so excited about it.
For it.
But then like so lots of creators did, and it really did mean a lot, like a lot.
It does help.
It does. And it's funny, like there's a influencer who does have like a big platform, and she always posts her PR on her stories. Like, and she'll be like, oh, thanks, so and so, like, thanks, whatever. And I think it's really nice because then like one of the brands we work with on projects a lot, every time they're doing a gifting round, she's gifted something. And it's probably because they know she's going to post it on her story every single time. And I think it's kind of sometimes surprising when a bigger influencer posts a bit of PR on their story. That is actually, sometimes I'm like, that's really nice that they post that, because they know that that's someone's job and they've sent that to you, and you're just being like, oh, thanks. Here it is on my story.
I do also like when creators are like quite authentic about gifting, where it's like they get something and they're genuinely like, I will try it first and then I'll feed back on like what I actually think. I think that more happens on TikTok, to be honest. Like doing these like reviews and actually being like, I've been gifted this, but I'm going to try it, and then I'll feed back to my audience like what I think. So it comes more like authentic from their side of like, I'm going to see if I actually like this first before I tell you to buy it, which is nice.
Do you know what? I was so proud of a piece of feedback we had the other day at a panel event. It was with Scene Connects, which is another agency that we work with, and someone was like, they pointed to us and they were like, oh yeah, TBH, you're the one that will turn down partnerships with your creators if the creator hasn't had enough time to try the product. And we were like, I love that you know that about us, and that's something we're known for, because exactly that, like when we've had brands come to us, and I'm not saying this was Scene Connects, but it actually wasn't. We've had people come to us in the past, which was around like a product that takes 3 weeks for you to see the results, and they were saying to us, okay, we'll send the talent the product, and then we need the content in a week, and we were like, yeah, but we've not got. They can't try it for 3 weeks then. And our creator is, like this particular creator, but lots of creators, all of our creators, I would say, are so hot on it. It's like, I'm not going to promote something unless I really like it and have tried it.
Exactly.
And also, I like one particular creator, she'll always come back and if she is saying no to the brand about the product, obviously this is mostly about beauty products or like hair products or whatever. She'll be like, these are the things I liked about it. I thought the formulation sort of didn't work on this type of skin. Like I would have like suggested XYZ on my skin, or like it's always really constructive feedback.
I
It's
like
not
that.
like,
That's nice.
and she's like, for that reason, I'm not going to promote it, but you know, I'm sure it'll work for loads
It's
of other
good
people.
though, because I also think their audience then trusts them more. And
Yeah.
again, it's not just doing random collaborations for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And then when they find a product they genuinely love, that's going to be a longer term partnership. Because
Yeah.
you also know, you're like, oh, I know you maybe didn't like this product before, but
Yeah.
here's a new version.
And they'll
Like, do you want
organically
to try?
speak about it. And I think actually like the best partnerships come from like a creator that's spoken about a brand they love, posted about it, the brand's seen it, and then they work with them, which is what we try and do. Like we try and find people that we're like, they genuinely love it.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I think the audience is like, that makes sense. Because they've been
Yes.
speaking about it for ages. And
Like,
like they love this product.
My a great example actually is one of your talent, Hannah.
Yeah.
When we worked
Yeah.
with her with
We love
Crocs.
her.
And I
Perfect.
think like it was just amazing because the whole comment section was hyped
Makes
because
sense.
everyone was like, oh my God, finally, like
Yeah.
you're working with Crocs. Like this is such like an iconic campaign.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it made so much sense. And like for the brand as well, like for us to be like, I was like, look, here's a picture of her literally on the red carpet wearing Crocs. Like she wears them all the time.
Was that funny like trend that she did where she pulled up the
I love
Obsessed.
it. But then
She's so
her
good.
audience were so happy for her that
makes
it
sense.
boosted that engagement.
Yeah.
And then for the brand, they were so happy with her results because it's like the content performed so well.
Yeah, and like a partnership she's so proud of
Yeah.
and was so excited about. Like you could see it in the energy. I just think
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think that's just such an amazing partnership all round.
Yeah, and for her, I mean, she literally posts them organically.
Yeah.
Like she's one of those people. Like she posts them like every week,
Yeah.
probably because
She
she
uses
always
them.
wears them.
Yeah.
so it makes sense.
Yeah. That's such a good example. So if anyone's watching this episode and they're trying to figure out the best way to get yours or your brand's attention, take us through the best things that they should do.
I think a really good thing to do is like think what you could do with the brand. So not like, oh, I could be gifted and just do like a little get ready with me. Like what's something fun and different you could do? Like how could you stand out if you've got like a really interesting idea? Put that together and send it to them, because also for us, like we are working across so many brands, so many campaigns that sometimes like receiving an idea from an influencer that they can do, I'm like, that's amazing. And if it's a great idea, we always send it to the brands and be like, this influencer's messaged us with this idea. What do you think? And sometimes they'll be like, that's great. We can't do that right now, but like they sound really cool. But yeah, just think about what you could actually do. Like, why do you want to work with them?
Yeah, think outside the box.
Yeah.
Not just a cold email or
Yeah.
DM, because we do get so many, and I know
bet.
brands will get that as well. Like even like in a brand's DMs, we're not opening all of them and checking everyone's profiles.
Because
It's
they're
like,
all as well, when you open those kind of DMs, like they're all the
Spammy.
same. They know that we know you've copy and pasted that to
Yeah.
millions of brands. Like, hey, here's my recent stats.
it just
and
feels
blah,
like
blah,
spam,
blah.
and it's
Yeah.
like we're not interested in the
Yeah.
nicest way possible.
Yeah.
So not in the DMs.
Unless
finding
you
the right
can like
email.
really like grab their attention, but like I have this amazing
Yeah.
idea, but
I
again,
think,
it
like,
might get missed.
In the DMs, like from a brand, like there's so many DMs.
Yeah.
So like you're most likely not going to get
See.
seen. Like it probably won't even get opened. So it's like trying to figure out like to get their attention in a different way. And I think it is like back to that whole like posting content and
Yeah.
like getting people's attention. And
Yeah.
Or like you
loving the
said,
brand.
you guys spoke about the other day, exciting subject lines.
Yeah. Bad news. What did you guys think of that? Do you think we should do bad news?
Do you know what? It's like
is really hooky,
You
I
would
love it.
like it's a good hook. I would open that and be
I
like,
would open
oh my
it.
god,
I
what
do
is
think,
it?
I think it's attention grabbing.
Would
like-
you be annoyed then if we were like, we've got amazing creators for you to have to choose from? Like, would you be like, oh,
I think if
TBH?
the tone's right, like which
Yeah.
you always would do. Like I think it's funny.
I also think like if it had like an idea in it, like I'm gonna read that full email. So it's like
Yeah.
a good time to like pitch something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's like I would see that and be like, oh my god, what is that? Open it, read it all, and be like, that was funny.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, that's good to know. Only the people who've been avid watchers of the podcast will know what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you should be
Exactly.
listening to every
Go
single
back
episode.
If
to
and
you
try
know,
and
you
like
finish.
catch up on the episodes.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys have seen this week that you think has been interesting?
I think we've all been talking about, I know it was kind of last week, maybe like a week before, but the Vogue article,
Shantae
Yes.
Joseph.
Shantae,
Yeah.
about
Yes.
how boyfriends are embarrassing. And obviously, because we work with Tinder and like we're very much in the like dating
Yes.
community on TikTok. So we're seeing this whole shift.
Yeah, and will this be something you guys will jump on?
So yeah, we
Yes.
have something planned.
That's so fun.
Which is exciting. Obviously can't say anything about it, but it's really fun to see. Also the Lily Allen album coming out.
Yes.
Crazy, because I
Yes.
think there's just been this whole shift of women being like, do you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, I am not settling.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, like, I saw someone post a TikTok and it was like, you know how normally when you're single, they're like, oh, you'll get into a relationship soon. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, actually, like, if I see someone in a relationship, I'm going to start saying to them, don't worry, you'll be single again soon. Because it's like, if you're not, like, with someone that's worthy of your time,
Yes.
then you should be single because it's fun. And I think it's such, like, a great, like, movement that women are suddenly like, do you know what? No.
Yeah.
We're not having this anymore. Like, this is not how we're going to date. And, like, everyone is talking about it on social. It's like, Vogue saying that boyfriends are embarrassing,
Yeah.
like Lily Allen spilling the tea, like there's just all this stuff going on. Like it's just like an amazing, and it's all about women, and I just love it. It's so exciting.
It's a great one for our client Tinder as well, because they actually have that kind of messaging where it's like they're not an app for like you have to get into a relationship. It's like you can have a relationship or you can just have fun. It's all about like self-exploration, and I feel like everyone now is like really like feeling that of like, yeah, maybe like I'm just gonna date and stay single, but like dating can be fun, and like it's all just doing stuff for yourself.
And it's just fun to see creators like jumping on it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
being so
everywhere.
sassy. I love it.
Like literally everywhere.
By the time this comes out, your guys' campaign connected to this probably will have gone live. All the pieces of content
It will
connected,
be live,
which is really fun.
It'll be so fun. We can share it.
This is where I think you guys are so good. Like you're always, obviously I know it's like, it's what you do, so it's probably not a surprise to you, but I feel like you're always so on it, these like cultural moments for your brands.
Such a big thing.
And it's so good because this
So
is,
fun.
I've seen this everywhere as well.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh God, is it embarrassing that I've got a boyfriend on
Yeah.
We need to break up.
Yeah.
But then I saw a really good post from someone where it's like, actually, it's like you're take it as like, even if you are in a relationship, like, yeah, though I'm proud to be a woman. And it's like, I found a partner that's worth my time.
Yeah.
And that's not embarrassing. Like, that's fine. But it's like, you appreciate the whole movement.
Yeah, it's just like
of it.
celebrating singleness, which I
Yeah.
think like people have always like judged.
Yes.
It's always like, you know,
100%.
you go home at Christmas, like, you got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
actually like, oh, you're still single? Great.
Yeah.
Good for you
Brilliant.
because you're in your 20s and you should be having fun.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to settle down.
And I did spend, interestingly, like a lot of the first half of my 20s and younger being embarrassed that I didn't have a
I
boyfriend.
know,
Yeah.
you do
Which
get your mates
is
feel like that.
Crazy.
So crazy.
Like,
You're so
why?
young.
But I think being in your 20s and single is the best.
Yeah.
I think like actually like later 20s, like cool, that's kind of time like
Find someone.
if you want to like
Yeah.
settle
Yeah.
down. But I think like your early 20s, like you just should be single. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's, like so much more fun. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's what's so fun about like being able to work with Tinder. Like that's our target audience.
Yeah.
So we can do stuff like this. And I think it's like what you're saying about like the sort of like reactive content. Like we do this every week. Like we're like scrolling pop culture. We're like, what's happening? And if something comes out that's like so prevalent to one of our brands, we're like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
And it's not doing like every single trend. It's like what makes sense for what brand. And there's not
Yeah.
gonna be a reactive moment every week, but we still have these meetings and we're like, what can we do?
Yeah. And did you like the Lily Allen album?
I love
Yeah.
it.
Me too.
I feel like I was a bit like a week late to the party, which I'm like, that's late to the party in our eyes.
Yeah.
I was away on holiday and I didn't listen to the album, so I only just started listening to it like this week.
No,
and
me
I'm
too. I'm
obsessed.
late, but I'm always a bit late. I'm not as on trends as you guys
Yeah,
probably are.
but I'm obsessed. Like I keep like
Me too.
singing the songs. I love the gossip.
Yeah.
I saw
It's
someone posted
crazy.
TikTok being like, I don't want an album unless it's like gossip.
No, unless
Yeah.
it's like literally start to finish a story.
A story, diss tracks. Like I
also-
want to know what's happening and I want to hear it in
Yeah.
a song.
With Lily Allen as well. I don't know if you saw that she like teased the album to so many creators before it went live.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
So
that.
I can't remember. I honestly had seen about like 10 posts or something before. Different influencers being like, she DM'd them with like a link and they saw it before
Oh my God.
it went live the
That's
next
really
day.
fun.
Which I was like, that is also so interesting because
Yeah.
I saw posts from people being like, oh my God, guys, like just wait until tomorrow.
Oh my God.
And this comes out. And
So
it's like, what,
crazy.
like a clever thing
Yeah.
I
to
know.
also do to like build up
It's
that
just
hype.
so mad, like the deep dive.
The way
Yeah.
she's come back is just so iconic.
It's
Like,
so
it looks
iconic.
unbelievable. And
She
also like
does.
people are like flashing back to when she was on the West End doing the show and the outfit she was wearing
Yeah,
to
I saw
get
this.
attention. Like,
Yeah.
which I'm like, good for you. Like,
Yeah.
you're unreal. And he's gross. So.
yeah, I'm loving this. Like this whole, you're so right. Like it feels very female empowerment at the
Yeah, it
moment. Like
does.
women just embracing their
Yeah.
independence. And I think more than ever, you know, women are financially free. They're
Yeah.
not dependent on a man. And I feel
Yeah.
like
They can go do their own thing.
that means that we're able to have these cultural moments in a
100%.
way that perhaps like our parents' generation wouldn't have been able
And you're
Exactly.
able to be single where you couldn't
Yeah.
be before.
Yeah.
You don't need a provider. You
Yeah.
provide for yourself.
to. Yeah.
You're a strong woman.
Yeah.
Love that. What a space to end on.
Yeah,
love it.
What a
literally.
feeling to end on. Thank you so much, guys, for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
It
It's
was
so
so fun.
good.
It's been so fun.
Yeah, you guys are genuinely so good at what you do,
Thank you.
and
So are you.
just a joy to work with. So,
so nice. We
We
love working with you.
you guys.
It's so nice.
The best.
You've got
Wish we
such
could
a
work on
great
every
team.
campaign with you guys.
I know, same.
Yeah.
I didn't pay them to do that. Actually. And where can people find you, follow you?
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Spring the Agency.
And they do so much fun content, so definitely make sure to follow.
Very fun, very silly.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Lifting the Lid. Make sure to watch, follow, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. As friends of the podcast, we do feel that you guys should finish up Seran and Lucy's lines as my
Yeah.
honorary co-host.
Yeah, we're
Line,
honouring
please.
them.
You can follow us on socials at Lifting the Lid Pod.
And you can watch us on Spotify and YouTube.
And then we're like, bye.
Bye.